So let's come back here to Concept by Iowa, right here in Davenport off 53rd Street. Taylor Parker, president, thank you for joining us again and having us out this morning.
Thanks for being out here, yeah.
So we got an interesting topic, and I kind of learned some new things when I was reading this morning.
Yeah.
That hearing loss can actually impact your balance. And I'm kind of curious, how does that work?
Yeah, so, as we've talked many times about hearing loss, that, a lot of people want to put it over here, that I'm going to have to do it later when I get older. I get by, I hear what I want to hear, all these things that we'll do later in life. And all these studies that we've been talking about now some of these have been around for about 10 years, but we're learning more and more all the time. And a couple of interesting facts are the studies now that they're looking at are looking at ages between 50 and 65, not 70 to 85 years old. So they're looking at much younger. So we're getting results from much younger individuals. But it's also showing that you can't wait. So with an untreated hearing loss, what happens, the ears take the sound, send it to the brain. The brain has to interpret what signal it's getting. So think about it like radio signal, TV signal. Sometimes when weather gets really bad, it'll get jumbled. Well, imagine trying to watch a show when that's happening. It's hard to piece that together. Same thing is happening with your brain when this is going on. Your brain is having to try to piece it together. What it's doing though is because we only have one brain, so many resources, the brain's having to pull from other areas. The other area that it pulls from primarily is cognitive and then balance and gait. So with even a mild untreated hearing loss, so when someone says, oh, I've got a mild hearing loss, but I'm okay for now, even mild triples the risk of falling. And then for every 10 decibels that goes down, it increases by 140%. So even a mild untreated hearing loss, and so it's the balance and gait, but then it's also just having that spatial awareness. It's, maybe there's a pet at home or someone else and you don't hear them. Think about when we sit down. I don't think about getting up. I know, okay, I've got to get up, I need to go do something, but I don't think about my brain power and walking from here to there. But it does, as we have that untreated hearing loss, because it's pulling that massive resource, it's causing those issues with balance and gait. And then, what we know with the financial cost of, and even, health cost wise, with falling, it's the number one cause of accidental death of individuals over the age of 65. It means something. Falling isn't just like, oh, I fell down and I get up and, I hurt my arm.
Right.
We're talking, hospitalization. We're talking, death. We're talking, major impacts.
Yeah, and I thought that was interesting too, that even just 10 decibels of loss increases it by 140%. And like you said, it's a younger age group too that's impacted by that. But in a way, it could almost threaten your independence, I would think too. If you suffer a fall at that age, it's not, like you said, just getting back up. There's more implications to that.
Yeah, we're then you talk to, a family and it's, all right, we have to have the conversation of, oh, what are we going to do? We're going to have, in-home care. Are we going to have that, we're going to have to go somewhere else, or we're going to have to move out, and then talk about driving. We talk about all the other things. And, and we know for retirees that, independence is big, or for any individual really, independence is big. And once we lose that independence, a lot of other things then go in line with that. So really understanding what untreated hearing loss, even mild, just understand what it means, but the impact it can have, not just on the short term, but on long term, physical, mental, everything around it.
Definitely. So the main thing is get it early. Catch it early, and you can do so by just coming in here and getting that free hearing screening, right?
That's right. The first thing you should always do is just, get your hearing screen. We recommend everybody at the age of 40 at least start that process, at least get a baseline. But if you know someone or you even feel you have issues, you got to catch that early.
Excellent. Very good. We're going to talk more about the services offered here by Concept at Iowa Hearing coming up in the next half hour. Taylor will rejoin us here. And of course, more about the cold coming in too in the next few days. We'll send things back over to you, Josh.